What's up, bro? See, I set myself up too, man. I got my plants in the view.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I like your hat, bro.
You like it?
You look pretty sexy, man.
I'm telling you, I try, man. I try.
You
Trying to
do
get it
pretty
all.
good when you try. You do really good when you try.
That's what they say, right?
What's up, brother?
Chilling, man. You know, same old stuff. I got like one of my civilian buddies. He like
Yeah.
got me on that 22 a day challenge thing, the push-up thing.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna do it, but I wrote like a message that I'm gonna attach it to, and the message like I'm saying is like where, hold on, I'll actually read it. Hold on, give me 1 second.
Go ahead, man. I like how you put that hat on. You're gonna distract me the entire time with the hat, but keep it on though.
I'm
That's
telling
fun.
you, man. Keep
I like
us
it,
up
bro.
to date.
Let me go get I got a hat or something I can wear. I don't know. I'll find something.
All right, check this out. So I was nominated for 22 a day by Jan Adams, which is like one of my civvy friends. I don't normally do this, but I want to share with everyone. For myself, I understand the 22 a day challenge. I just feel that a Facebook message and a phone call or text is the best way to help someone in crisis. Most of the veterans that are in crisis are looking for someone to care.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
We just don't know. We just don't know how to articulate it when we need the care. We
Yeah,
don't know how to
exactly.
get it out. We and yeah, we don't know how to get it out, and some of us don't. And I know I didn't know how to express it or how to ask for help. And when we got the help in the way that we couldn't receive it, we you're just extra more lost than you were before. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you feel like there's no one who can actually understand you and stuff. So I like that, man. That's good, man.
Yeah,
That's
I just
good.
kind of wanted to like throw a curveball at it, you know, and see if how people are going to react to it, and see if
It's always good to put a different spin on something, even if you say like it's a curveball and stuff, because it grasps a different audience attention, and
yeah,
it grabs the audience attention who's been paying attention, but also emphasizes a little bit more, but instead of it becoming a routine thing.
right.
Routine thing of doing the 22 push-ups. It's like a charity thing. It's like donate money here for this organization. It wakes people up a little bit more. So it's good to do that, man.
So let's get into this a little bit. Where are you originally from?
Originally, I was born in West Virginia, in Bluefield, West Virginia.
And then what was it like growing up there from what you remember?
From what I remember, it was I mean, I might burn some bridges from some folks back at home and stuff, but it's a coal mining state. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
It's a straight coal mining state. I don't remember Bluefield that much, but I grew up in Keystone, West Virginia, and I grew up in a trailer park.
Mm-hmm.
And I was actually talking about it earlier today. We had the only baby blue trailer in the lot, and so it's something that ever sticks to me. We didn't have a porch to get up to the door originally, so we had to climb a ladder to get up to the to the door of the trailer and stuff, because it was on like
stilts,
on stilt bricks and stuff like that. Yeah. So but it was a coal mining place, dirt roads. You ever watched Men in Black with the second one with Tommy Lee Jones? He was working in the post office, the brick post office. That we had a post office just like that, and it was a town just like that, country little town, and man, just played in the dirt all the time. Played in the dirt in the woods and stuff growing up.
That's what's up, man.
My younger years. Yeah.
Same thing here, man.
Where'd you grow up at?
Well, I was born in New Haven, Connecticut. Then my parents moved me.
Really?
Yeah, but my parents moved me to Florida when I was an infant, so I,
Okay.
I don't, all that stuff. But I was born there. Then I moved to whatchamacallit, Florida. They moved to Palm Bay, Florida is what it was, and we
Yeah.
lived there on what was it, like Rebab Avenue or something like that. I think it was like 742 Rebab Avenue. But it's
You got
it's
good
like in like
memory.
a little it's like in like a little school area. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so we lived there, and then I did the same thing, man. Just playing in the woods, doing all that shit, hopping fences.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So what was the teenage life like?
Teenage life. Well, it was kind of hectic a little bit, man.
Yeah,
I bounced around everywhere in West Virginia. From my point of view, you know what I mean? My mom and my sisters and stuff like that, they might have different points of view, but from my point of view, from my experience and stuff, we bounced around a lot.
mm-hmm.
My mom was a single mom of three
Right.
kids. I was the youngest. I had two older sisters, and so we bounced around through my mom. She busted her ass trying to provide for us and stuff like that. She took care of people in their homes and stuff, but under the radar. Not, she wasn't licensed nurse or nothing like that. She was like a home health aide, but just not licensed and not officially trained at the time.
Right.
And yeah, she did her grind, and she got all the way up to an LPN travel nurse years afterwards. And so she did her grind with three kids, raising them.
Yeah.
Three mixed kids in West Virginia. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
And so, but we bounced around a little bit. The earlier years, teenage years and stuff, we kind of struggled. We was in shelters a little bit. We was in some shelters a little bit. My mom, she had suffered from alcoholism earlier times and stuff like that. And so we were away from her sometimes. Not in a sense like it was the conclusion of everything, even if it sounds sad and stuff. The conclusion is the beauty part of it. You know what I'm saying? And it's still turning into a beautiful story if we keep going that direction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But so we had some struggles and stuff like that, just like anybody else. More on the poverty side and stuff. We had a lot of family. Her mom took us in sometimes, and my grandma took us in, and we lived with her a little bit. But we lived in a couple of different shelters and stuff growing up. And then my mom was able to get some stable work and stuff, and become a CNA. And she got us into started having rental like getting into a rentals and stuff like that. And then but establishing a home for us, and it was a struggle from nothing to something. And and so she put the grind in, man. She put the grind in for us, and we wasn't the best freaking kids either. So she had that on top of trying to put food in her mouth. You know what I'm saying? So she did outstanding. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But growing up, yeah, I was an active kid, man. I played basketball, I played baseball, I played football. I played on the streets all the time. I did all kinds of different, just normal teenage stuff. Just always outside doing something. Rollerblading. I was big into rollerblading, going to the roller ring and stuff. You remember the roller ring?
Yeah, man. Street ball. The rules were, if you're not bleeding, it's not a foul.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And if you called a foul, you a punk.
Yeah, for real.
And you be bleeding from the eye, and like foul, and like, nah, you stop being a punk.
Yeah, that's just a Band-Aid.
Yeah, stop crying.
Yeah.
Drink water.
Yeah,
man. But typical upbringing, man. Typical. I would say typical. I mean, I'm happy about the outcome of everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, same here. You know, I think a lot of us go through a lot of toughness in our lives, and a lot of just straight evil or straight just craziness, man, you know? And I think it kind of makes us as a person. So it either makes you or breaks you, right? So it takes a really strong person to come out of that and still continue to make the fight every day, you know?
I agree, brother. I agree 100%, man, because to stay on stuff that was bothersome to your past and stuff, and like there's a lot of stuff that, you know, I mean, I kind of like we kind of sidestepped a lot and stuff, you know, I mean, more fine detail things and stuff, but that's still in the realm of how I still think about, you know, it's just an average life, because everyone has ups and downs. Everyone has the same type of life. It's just in their own realm, in their own world, in their own point of view. They feel the same emotions that you feel, no matter what experiences they go through. And it's all equivalent. It's all the same. It's just different stories. That's all. And so if we stay talking about and stay reminiscing about the problems that happened in the past and stuff, you don't get to move on to the next chapter of the book.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't get to move on. Yeah. You don't get to take the chance to see what's next, you know?
Yeah, and I agree. And, you know, it is tough sometimes to move away from the past, and it isn't always it always doesn't work and what I mean by that is sometimes you'll still think about it here and there, but you have to remember in your mind and stay strong that you're on a path and you got to continue that path. You can't veer off left or right, you know?
Yeah, when you're younger and stuff, you don't have that mentality, though. When you're younger and stuff, you are basically rolling the dice every day, because you're not thinking about, oh, well, this is going to turn out good. You're just thinking about, because you're young and dumb. You know what I mean? You're young and dumb. You just want to please your own ego. You want to please your own self desires and stuff. You're not caring about the future. You're not caring about, not really, especially me, when it's not really promoted in your family structure. It's not really, you're not sitting down with your mom or your dad and they're going over life goals and stuff with you. If you're not exposed to that stuff, then you're not really thinking about the future. You're just thinking about, you kind of get self-centered a little bit. You know what I mean? As a kid, you know what I mean? You're a kid, though. That's what happens. Even kids who are spoken to positively from their parents or from influences and stuff, they still aren't listening. They're still self-absorbed.
That's correct.
We're kids, man. We're not conscious, man. We're self-absorbed. You know what I mean? And I was lucky enough to have people, even though if a quick look at them, you would say they're a bad influence, but like, it's just like being in the military. When you say you have NCOs and stuff, bad NCOs, take the good, leave the bad. Right. It's the same concept with people that you come in contact with in your life too. My mom had this one boyfriend. Is it okay I keep talking?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm messing up the flow of anything.
No, you're good, dude. Keep it going. This is good.
Okay. My mom had this boyfriend. His name is Juan Calloway. I'll put his name out there. When my mom, again, this is from my point of view. She might have more details about it, so I don't mean to disrespect my mother and stuff from her story of this, but this is from my point of view. This is when she had a drinking issue, and she had met him when we were staying in a shelter. I think it was a battered women's shelter. And so we were staying in the shelter. She met him. He was a janitor at the AAA meetings location. And we eventually moved in with him on 3rd Avenue in Charleston, West Virginia, man, the worst street in Charleston, man.
Wow.
And I'll say that with confidence, too. Anybody who ever watches this and stuff, they know it, too, that's from there. And so we was able to we slept in the living room. I slept on the couch. My sister slept on the couch. We slept on the floor for like a year plus, man. A year, 2 years, or something like that. I can't remember. And I was going to school and everything. And So that was my life for a little bit. But yeah, they had a drinking. They drank all the time together,
Oh, wow.
and aggressive, arguing all the time. However, on the quick look at it, bad influence, right?
Mm.
But he took me to his work a few times, and he worked at these high schools or these high schools, and he was the janitor there. And he would work. He would go there at nighttime. That was his schedule, to go there at nighttime, clean it up, and he'd ride a city bus for about 45 minutes to an hour to get there.
Wow.
He'd get to work, and he'd tell me to go play basketball if I wanted to. It was indoor little just a stand up basketball court, basketball rim, and I could play basketball if I wanted to. He didn't tell me to follow him. He didn't tell me he wanted to teach me nothing like that. So I still tagged along with him while he was working.
Mm-hmm.
There's no one there. There's no cameras. There's nothing. This man displayed one of the strongest work ethics I've ever seen of anybody without being watched and monitored from a supervisor, from anybody, from proving anything from anybody. He wasn't trying. His intent was not to prove nothing to me. But what I gathered from it was his work ethic without being monitored. And that's something that has always stuck with me since I was a young man. And I get lazy sometimes, man. Everybody gets lazy sometimes during when it depends on what it is at work or something. However, my mind has always been like that, man. Of I need to work. I can't get too complacent because I need to keep that work ethic in. Having a strong work ethic is good, man. Overall,
Oh yeah.
Doesn't mean don't work yourself to death. It's just whatever you put yourself into, give it your best shot. You know what I mean? You're going to fail at it, but give it your best shot constantly. And
Yeah.
you don't do it in the sense of that someone's watching you or that someone is you're going to be evaluated or something. Do it with the intention to perform good. You know what I mean? Perform good for yourself. You know what I mean?
100%, man.
Yeah. So
100.
you don't have to like the sergeants thing. You don't have to see negative in one person. They have sparks of greatness. Everybody does, including myself, including you. We all have bad histories and bad choices and stuff like that. But we got sparks of greatness in us, and we shouldn't be ashamed of speaking about them. You know what I mean?
I agree. Most definitely. Like, I think we have to stay a voice, for the people who are scared to voice out.
Yeah. And us staying a voice for those people and having this conversation right now, being vulnerable and open about it and stuff, gives them the courage of it's normal. It's normal. You know what I'm saying? It makes have the conversation, breathe a little bit. Everybody goes through it, man. You know what I mean? Especially our veteran brothers and sisters and stuff.
Right.
Everybody has the struggle, man. Everybody has a struggle. You're not alone. You're not by yourself. It might feel like it because it's your story. It's in your mind. So you think no one can understand what's going on. However, people do understand. They just don't understand the content of your story.
Right. Well, even if someone is scared to speak out, sometimes it's best to talk. When you communicate,
just get it out.
Yeah, when you communicate, it makes you feel better. Someone's willing to listen. It makes them feel good that they're listening and helping you.
100%.
So it works both ways, man. You know what I'm saying?
100%. 100%, man. Yeah, just getting it out. And even if it don't go nowhere. Like one thing I learned in therapy and stuff, because I did therapy I still do therapy for 12 plus years, 12 years now. And I will continue to do it because it's such a benefit if you're aware of it and you're utilizing the things that you learn from it and stuff. And like we spoke about the other day, you take the good versus the things that won't work and you mold it into something that will work in your world, in your mind. And you mold it in the sense of going up and continuing to grow and stuff the best you can. And sometimes just talking without getting a response is okay. And the people who are just listening, who don't know how to respond to a certain situation that someone's expressing to them, it's okay as well. You're doing 100% better than someone who wouldn't even listen. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yep.
So you don't have to give an answer to nothing. Sometimes it's just good to be there to listen and let the person just talk. And you can just say, you can just be like, you don't even have to relate. Don't worry about relating. Don't get lost in your head. Just be there and listen to them. Look at their body languages. Look at their face. Mm-hmm. This is them letting something out. They are getting something from this, just from you being present. That's it. So
exactly.
Yeah, man. Yeah, brother. So, how's your back?
It feels like shit right now.
I can tell.
So it feels like shit, but I'm suck it up, and then after this, I'm gonna smoke a good one, provided by my our local weed shop.
What's their name?
In Everett, Washington. They are called Jet Dispensary, Fire Products, Fire Staff.
I like the title.
Yeah, dude.
I like the title. Yeah.
It's good stuff. Got to give them a shout out every time I'm on this. So
hell yeah, do your thing, brother.
Yeah, man. So, what led to your decision to join the Army? Was it like the life, like from your childhood, your teenager life, and it's just like it built a core inside you to where you kind of can't be broken?
No, I was still vulnerable. I still could be broken at that age when I joined and stuff, man. I was still a punk. I was still softy. And what led me to join is I had dropped out of high school. I moved out of my home when I was 16, I believe. I left when we moved up to Connecticut. That's when you said New Haven, Connecticut, because I was in Windsor Locks, and then later in life I lived in New Haven for a couple little while. So.
Oh wow, cool, man.
Yeah, and but I dropped out of high school, and because I felt like a lot of pressure was put on me. My sisters had dropped out previously, and I dropped out of high school, and we argued all the time. My family was always arguing, always arguing. I don't have a lot of memories of just a lot of positive family events and stuff. And Ma, if you're watching, I love you to death. We good now. Don't be mad about me talking about the past, okay? It's just my point of view. But I love you, Ma. But I just don't remember a lot of the positive from things, and we argued a lot, and so it was just, and maybe even when I was and I moved out, and then I got a job at McDonald's, little odd-end jobs and stuff here and there. I wasn't going nowhere. I went to Job Corps towards the beginning of this decision to join the military. Job Corps in Massachusetts, Chicopee, Massachusetts, and I started taking welding and nursing. I decided after I got my GED from there to join the military. I went to the recruiter. He showed me a video. The only thing I saw was people jumping out of planes and rappelling off of mountains, and it was the infantry. And I was like, if I'm going to do anything, I want to do that. I want to do what I remember saying that I want to do whatever is the hardest thing there is to do. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And he's a recruiter, so he's trying to get his numbers too, and I wasn't the brightest person to walk up in the door. You know what I'm saying? So, not saying infantry is not the brightest or nothing like that. I just, I was not aware that it was over 200 jobs in the military. I just assumed that there was only a few, and that was one of them that was on the video. Yeah, I didn't have a knowledge of the military. I didn't have no history or nobody in my family to give me advice or anything like that. It was just my decision to go that route. And I'm pretty proud of it though, man. Pretty proud of that lack of knowledge decision right there.
I'm proud of it too, man. Because I think you had quite a career, my friend.
Oh, I'm proud of it, man. I'm extremely proud of it. It made me who I am. It made me the father I am. It made me the resilient person I am, and it allowed me to meet people, other people, kin spirits, and battle buddies and stuff that I will have in my heart for the rest of my life, man.
Most
And
definitely.
and I'm talking to one right now on his own fucking podcast, wearing a dope ass fucking hat.
Yeah. But
oh, is it okay to cuss?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's the type of podcast it is, bro.
Okay, all right.
So we talked about the decision to join the Army, you know, and then you kind of didn't really know what other jobs or MOS is, and MOS stands for Military Occupation Specialty. So when you sign the papers to when you get on the bus, then you get to like basic training. You go through OSIT, one station unit training. Then from there, you go to Germany is your first duty station?
It was Fort Lewis. It was Washington.
Fort Lewis was? Okay.
Yeah.
So second ID,
First,
right?
that was 115 Infantry Division.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We were right next to the Ranger Bat and Fort Lewis, if my memory serves me.
I think that's first bat.
First bat.
I think.
Might have been. I can't. We were only there for 6 months, and I was a young soldier at the time. I didn't have nothing on my chest, right. So my attention span didn't go back, and I wasn't the person who even to this day, I'm not the person who was deep into learning the history of the units I was with and stuff, you know,
right.
And just something that never grabbed my attention. I was more in the present moment of doing my job. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I totally get that, man. Totally get that.
Yeah.
When, so we all come to that point where we kind of hit the limit in the military. Yeah. When did you realize you kind of hit that wall?
It had to be WTU, man. WTU was like, we had spoke about this. WTU was the wall. I mean, throughout my time in and stuff, you have ups and downs. You have good units, you have bad units, you have bad NCOs, you have good NCOs, you have horrible platoon leaders, you have, you have great everybody. It's like any other organization out there. However, when I got to WTU, at first I saw the barracks, I saw the rooms. I was like, this ain't bad at all, man. Right? This ain't bad at all. Because where I come from in the military as a grunt, we didn't get luxuries like this. You know what I mean? We didn't have nice big rooms, wide hallways. We didn't have we had a specific area to go do fitness. You can go garden and stuff. Right. The image of WTU looks beautiful. Looks so beautiful. If you ain't in it, it looks beautiful. But after the second week, that's when I had a wake up call of when you're there, because the idea of it's Warriors Transition Unit. Right. This is where injured soldiers, physically and mentally, go to recover or to get surgery to see if they're going to be able to go back on duty, or if the Army is going to let them go because of their injuries or their injuries and such. 2 weeks there, they had us outside doing PT, and they said it's time to pick weeds and time to pick weeds, pick up trash. And this might sound like a complaint or too much griping because of soldiers. However, I was a sergeant at the time, and I was on extra duty before. And that's extra duty work. That's not beautification of the area. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's not beautification of the area. The way that they conducted it with the leadership that was there and stuff was like a discipline to hurt soldiers. And a lot of these soldiers who were bending down to pick up stuff had severe back issues, were on crutches. Yeah. And they still had to pick weeds. Are you kidding me? I get it. I get it that you want to keep them moving, keep their mind fresh, keep them stimulated, that they can do something. However, the way it was led by the leadership that was there was too aggressive. It was not in a rehabilitative way. It was in a disciplined way. It was in a disciplined way. For some reason, it was too much. It was too much for some of these soldiers.
Well, I also think that a part of the problem is they're not getting cadre that actually want to help people. They're getting cadre as an easy out, so that way they can get to retirement faster.
Yep.
Okay,
just like someone going to some soldiers going to be a recruiter,
right?
Drill sergeant. You have people who go there with the intent to do the good job, but you also have a good majority of them who go there to get the next
easy way out. Yep.
Easy way out. Yeah.
So now how that mashes up is you get somebody who's really messed up, whatever, and they really need the help, and they're treating these soldiers like it's a line unit, and this is a warrior transition unit.
Yeah.
You are supposed to be doing like nothing. You're supposed to be going to doctor's appointments. You're supposed to be, if you depending on your injuries and depending on what sickness you have limitations. You're supposed to abide by those limitations. They're also supposed to abide by that, but they want to play this stupid political game, and they want to make it like, oh, well, you're still getting paid, so you still got to do what the Army wants you to do. And it's like,
yeah, that was weird, man. And they threatened, they had threatened so many people. The crazy part is you had majors, you had lieutenant colonels, you had sergeant majors who were in WTU with us, and they were treated like privates.
Yep.
They were spoken to as privates by NCOs who were lower, and I get it, like they have a job to do, but you're speaking to a lieutenant colonel who's been in for 20 plus years, and he's finally getting treatment for himself after saying no, everything's fine. After saying nothing's wrong with me, he finally taken the initiative to lead by example by taking care of himself. And you're speaking to him and saying, well, if you're at your appointment, and you're not in formation, you're subject to an Article 15. You're talking to a lieutenant colonel like this when he's at an appointment, when you're mad because he went to his appointment and wasn't at formation when you were aware of it because your lack of communication within your chain of command walls was not there. You know what I'm saying? You notice that. And you're threatening people, it doesn't matter if you're a lieutenant colonel or not, with Article 15s. I believe our buddy Andrew was threatened with Article 15. Yeah. The boy was dying every freaking day. He was in the hospital every day, the emergency room, and they threatened him with an Article 15 because I think it was because of he was in the hospital.
I think it was because somebody, like, the communication was horrible. It was because he was in a hospital for like a week straight, and like his squad leader, team leader, whoever was in control of him, didn't know where he was because they weren't talking to people that needed to talk.
They wasn't tracking nothing. Yeah.
And that stuff actually happens sometimes.
Yeah.
In like real line units. That's why, bro, sometimes the way that the Army went with this testing crap, I just think like that's stupid. Why do you need to take a test to become an NCO? They should be going off like your performance. Like, are you a good shooter? Are you good at leading people? Are you good at being aggressive? Do people respect you in the unit? That's how you become a leader. The leaders that no one respects, guess what? They're all talking shit behind your back.
Well, that goes with a lot of the documentation that we do too. When you do NCOERs, when you do counselings, monthly counselings and stuff, a lot of it, I've even felt subject to this before myself because I became complacent. And then when I called myself out mentally, I put the work in for my soldiers because I'm not doing them a justice. I'm not doing myself a justice to grow either. So we do this. We have templates of counselings and NCOERs, generating bullets, generating a basic general statement by putting keywords in and stuff. You're not causing this person to grow, to become a leader, and you're not actually being a leader because you're lowering your standards by fabricating stuff that's not true. If you're paying attention to your soldier, documenting him, taking notes, and putting the work in because you are a professional, and a professional studies, a professional reads, a professional watches and analyzes his soldiers, his team. And you're with them every single day. That's and if true. You're in the reserve or National Guard, you're with them. You're with them. You have a limited amount of time with them, but then you have longer times when you're deployed or your drills or whatever the case may be. You're with them. This is the time to document how they are as individuals, so that they and if they aren't, you're documenting it correctly. So you can tell if this person's got the qualities to be a good leader or if they're growing to be a good leader, if you're doing it correctly. And so if it's just a point system thing, like how it is, then this is what this is what you got. This is what you got. This is what comes from it. If it's just going to be, let's just copy this bullet and put it over here. And don't get me wrong. Like I said, I'm a hypocrite because I've done it myself. You know what I'm saying?
Same.
And so I've done it myself. So I know it. You know what I'm saying? I know it's there. So no one can tell me no otherwise. Now, if someone says so, that's typically because they ego or if they are just a legitimate person who did it correctly. They might not see the picture that we saw. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
let me ask you a question before we move on to like more of this the warrior transition unit and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Are you comfortable with talking about your deployment?
Yeah.
I think the people need to hear your story, and I think it'll definitely bring showing what you went through on that deployment, and then you still came out trying to strive for more. I feel like that's a good motivational story for everyone.
Yeah. I'll speak on certain things that I can recall from my point of view. Again, like I don't like to talk in a mass thing, like as in the unit type of story, because I might underemphasize the severity of certain situations, or I might overemphasize certain situations. So I don't want to speak on the total part on the unit and stuff, because I don't want to do disservice to each individual.
Understood.
But my experience, you want me to tell you before I went?
Sure.
Right before I went?
Do it however you want to do it, brother.
Right before I went, I was in Germany, and we had done all our field problems and everything to get qualified to go deploy and stuff. Right. And right before we was getting ready to go, soon before we was getting ready to go, they introduced what EFPs were.
Oh, and it was
yeah. So they were there, but they introduced them to us before we went, and describing them and showing us videos, and we were doing research on them. And bro, that scared the living shit out of me, man.
Dude,
because
those things are nasty.
When you're riding in the Striker, before you knew about those, you're thinking the only thing that can hurt us is deep buried IEDs, maybe it flips a tank or something like that. But we're inside the vehicle. We might get a concussion. We might break something. But the Strikers are pretty sturdy. But when they introduce EFPs, this thing just melts through the entire vehicle, bruh, that was just spooky to me as a young man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was 21 years old, man, and even though I trained to be a soldier and stuff, infantry, and we went through all of it. Right before you get to go, you get hit with that information, that intel of what's out there that we should expect. And it's like, man, that's a spooky thing as a young man to go to hear. First, you feel invincible, and then you get, oh, well, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? When that busts through you,
it's a fact check.
Oh yeah, 100%. And so yeah, my experience in the beginning, I was nervous. I was nervous, like anybody who's not been deployed. So we typically we gained more respect when we were with our unit before, and you had combat veterans, combat soldiers with us, who typically are our leaders or their our peers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We had respect for them, but the respect grew even more when we were in combat. When we first got there, being new guys, because you've seen the difference of their awareness and their comfortability of being in this environment versus us of being fresh in there when I first got there. And so you kind of drift and navigate and revolve around these people who are just feeling like this is home to them. You know what I mean? In a sense, because that's the people who know what to do and stuff, you know?
Right.
And so you gain a little bit more respect for their experience and stuff. And it was a shame you should have gained it before, but you know, sometimes it just works out that way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the first couple months, it was kind of nerve-wracking a little bit. You're watching everything. You're looking at the roads. We were looking at the roads for IEDs. We were our mission changed numerous times, and then
Can you say what the battle was?
The Battle of Solder City. It was the
Okay.
Siege of Solder City. There's actually a book written by Conrad Ludwig. He was one of my peers, my fellow soldiers, battle buddies. He wrote the book on it, The Siege of Solder City, Stryker, The Siege of Solder City. Very good book. And there's a funny part about that book too, as well, for me personally. But but yeah, that was a battle, man. That was the second big battle in Solder City. And I think in 03 and 04, the first attempt to take over that city happened. And then ours occurred. And our goal was our mission at that time was to hunt for high value targets.
Right.
High value targets. And we would go in, do night raids, and go in and grab, snatch and grab, or whatever popped off, we would just try to handle the best we could. And I think at the time we had an agreement with the militia there that we would have a 30-minute kind of ceasefire thing. So if we ever entered the city, we had 30 minutes to do whatever we had to do, and then after that, it was game on from their side and our side.
Oh wow!
And yeah, I remember my first mission in there, my first night raid in there. This is part of that book in the first chapter. It was pretty intense, man. We crashed our Stryker when we were going on a raid. We hit a pothole or a sinkhole, or they dug it out. I can't remember. They dug it out. It was like something happened, and our Stryker completely fell into this hole, and we were sticking up like this. And so the front axle broke, and the mission continued, though. That was my vehicle. Mission continued. It was like another click away or something.
And you turned into light infantry.
Yeah, 100%. So we stayed with the vehicle, and I was disappointed. I remember when we crashed, I flew straight up to the driver's hatch and just hit against just hit hard, man. Because I mean, we were like this angle, that angle, and we were going probably about 30 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour in that big vehicle.
Yeah.
And so that hurt. And so we got stuck there, and so they continued the mission while they was conducting the raid for the HVT. We hit our mark already, the 30-minute mark. I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
We started getting engaged, and we were the only vehicle in this area, and they were that far away. I believe the birds above us was calling in that they see forces moving up on our positions, hundreds of them, moving up on our position and stuff through their thermals and stuff, just surrounding us. And at the same time, our other guys are getting attacked, in a firefight at the house that they're raiding, at the complex that they're raiding. And so we were getting surrounded. I think it was 5 of us in the vehicle. And so we got out, we pulled security, pitch dark. has a couple street lights on and stuff, and we just started. Then it just popped off, man. Fire. A battle just started just going crazy. Surreal, man. So surreal when you've never been exposed to the real thing.
Right.
It's like it's almost like it's like I'm in a dream of some sort. You know what I'm saying? This is time to wake up. So we just started engaging, and you could see the guys running and stuff, and then you see.
Oh, wow, that's close, man.
And so yeah, we got in that engagement, and that happened. And it took us, I think we were stuck there for we were engaged for quite a while. And I had the saw at the time, so we were just letting it rip. It was 3 of us in that vehicle that had saws, and we were just letting it rip and just control fire, just talking the weapons.
Hell yeah.
And just to suppress whoever was moving forward on us. There was RPGs. We were in the dust sand. So rounds were hitting next to us, and you see the dust just coming up, just hitting next to us.
Wow.
And stuff. And so it was pretty intense, man. It was pretty intense, pretty wild. But yeah, we were stuck there. It took us. We couldn't get the vehicle fixed. We couldn't get the tow bar on, and so they had to get. I can't remember the name of the truck that they pulled these. The Hemet, I believe it's called.
I don't know.
I can't remember, but they hook it up and they drug the striker to get it out of the AO, that area.
Mm.
And so it caught fire while we were dragging it, and we were on foot running behind it while still being engaged out in the city. And so the wheels caught fire, and they were pulling it out and stuff. And so we finally got out of the city and stuff, and the engagement stopped and stuff. But we were stuck there, I think, for about 3 hours in a firefight. Yeah, and that firefight was about 3 hours, but that wasn't even the longest one, man. We were in a battle for a couple of days before, a few days straight. Yeah, and that was later on in the deployment. And so, yeah, man, that was the beginning of it, and it just got worse. It just got worse in a sense. It got worse because we started losing soldiers. People started getting hurt from explosions. I got blown up a few times. Yeah, a couple close calls, man. I stepped over a few IEDs. I stepped over a couple bricks that were actually IEDs, and lucky enough that I stepped over it twice, and then I got into the vehicle and then came back, and then they blew it up. They were just testing the strength of the vehicles because they were new in that area.
Oh, wow.
So just real lucky, man. Just real lucky.
Yeah.
And so we had a few. It's cool stories. But I'm lucky. I'm happy. I'm grateful. I remember my fellow my brothers and stuff who didn't make it back and stuff, and I will always remember them. But I'm happy not to go back.
I feel you, man.
I'm happy not to go back, and I'm in. I mean, there's more to it and stuff, and I'll probably touch base on more on that and stuff later on and stuff with you.
Sure.
Another time and stuff, but
no doubt. I just wanted to. I want you to tell a little bit more about yourself, and as comfortable as you are, or as comfortable as you want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm comfortable about it. It's just that I need to. My memory is kind of horrible, man. I got you know how it is. I got diagnosed with TBI and stuff, and so some things that you forget and some things that you think that you remember correctly, and I don't want to do a disservice to my fellow brothers and stuff. You feel what I'm saying? If I don't recall the situation 100%, you know.
Well, what we can always do is we can always do another one, like another show or something, if you're comfortable.
I plan on it. Yeah,
most definitely.
Plan on it. Yeah, heck yeah, man.
So with that, I'm glad you got that out, man, because the Battle of Slaughter City was huge. That was a big movement. Yep. That was some crazy stuff. A lot of Navy SEALs and Green Berets were in there too, and they talk very highly about the conventional forces that fought there. So.
Oh yeah, man. We had a lot of stuff go down over there. We had a lot of Oh man, it was pretty intense. A few I remember a cool story is that we were inside. We was inside one night doing a raid, and I ran into this one. I was in the sniper team at the time, and we ran into this one guy on this rooftop, and I think he was CIA. I'm not sure,
Mm-hmm.
but the dude had an AUG on his back. He had like a Desert Eagle on his side. He looked so cool, man. I was like, Jesus. I was like, who? And he was like, where's the fuck the target at? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, who are you? First of all, I'm the RTO of this infantry sniper team, okay? So you need to give me some respect. No, obviously he knows he's by himself. So obviously he don't need to listen to me. No, but we gave him the information, and I think the target that they had captured, he was one of the, I can't remember. I think we were going off by the card system at the time. And so he was a pretty legit target. And well, he was not a friendly person. He didn't go there to have a cup of coffee and ask him some questions. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So, what was badass about him is that the target was probably about half a mile away, and there was no forces in between us and where they caught this target. And so he just went on foot by himself, and this is a hostile area. He went on foot by himself, just trotting, got up there, got inside. This is my recollection of it. Got inside, got everybody out, shut the damn door. Don't know what happened. Don't know the conclusion of that story.
Yeah.
But I think he got some answers though. So
probably did.
This was I'm not sure how it worked. I'm not saying I agree with that. I'm just saying, you feel me?
Yeah.
Just saying that's just how it goes down sometimes in a hostile environment.
Very true.
Especially when the answers you're trying to get are from is because terrorists are putting, or the bad guys are putting bombs in local communities and stuff, where kids are going to schools and stuff to try to take us out, or to try to threaten and to convert the local citizens to do their bidding and stuff. So there's a deeper mission for us as soldiers and stuff, if you're paying attention to it, not just to get the bad guy, but also to protect the people that we're over there to protect, because there's a lot of innocent, beautiful people over there. And especially the children and stuff who don't know no better and stuff. Yeah. They got to walk down the street and worry about a bomb blowing up because of someone who doesn't know how to conduct the wiring, or someone who just wants to get one of us walking and stuff, and then a kid walking next to us and stuff. No, we're there for those assholes. You know what I'm saying? To protect these guys as well. So sometimes it's just what it is, man. It ain't easy. It ain't pretty all the time. And I'm sugarcoating a lot of stuff, man.
Sure.
There's a lot of, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Yeah.
All right. So we talked about the WTU, the experience there, obviously wasn't the best, wasn't the worst. But it did suck, and
it did suck. Yeah,
people didn't know how to do their jobs. People were there for the wrong reasons. There's a lot of good people there too. There's a lot of good cadre there that took care of their soldiers, did everything that they had to do for them.
Oh yeah.
It's just, sometimes places like that need to be revised. Like, you need to have, IG go in there, pull the bad people out, put new people in, redo it, man. So sometimes that's what it needs.
And that's what we were speaking about the other day too. And that's part of the whole forgiveness too, of not forgiveness, but any structure there is out there that helps people, or to get to any type of system out there, is not going to be perfect.
Right.
including WTU, whose their aim is to take care of soldiers, wounded soldiers and stuff. Not going to be perfect. And the whole IG thing, yeah, I agree there. IG should probably go through it and stuff like that to weed out the bad. But it should be a collection of advisors to go through it, walk through it, not just get the report from the chain of command who want a good evaluation on themselves as well.
Right.
They need to have people who go through there and walk through there and see this and see the process of things. Not to tell us, because you know how it works. They tell
Exactly.
us, hey, we have these guys coming to do an inspection. They gave us the heads up, the inspection's coming, so don't act up. Don't act up. Or we have a town hall, but you know, you don't have to you know, we can take care of a lot of stuff in-house if we talk about it.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
and
so you
everybody,
want to change your mind, huh?
you feel what I'm saying? Everyone's
Yeah.
nice when the inspections and stuff are going through.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
But we had soldiers who spoke out. We had soldiers who stood their ground and stuff like that. But the crappy part about that is just like any other system out there. If you stand up against the system's going to come and get you.
Yeah.
So, and you had majors and stuff and captains of stuff who were standing up. And you had high-ranking individuals. And so when you had NCOs and stuff who wanted to stand up and stuff, it's kind of degrading to see a lieutenant colonel get shut down with a legitimate case to complain about. What are we going to do?
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
They come after him and they threaten him and cause so much problems to him for multiple months and stress on his life and stuff while he's trying to get care for himself because he disagreed with the process they were doing on certain aspects of it. The way that they you have soldiers who have sleeping issues, insomnia, and on profile, and it might sound crazy to some people who watch this and stuff, but you have people who are having severe issues that are taking strong medications that keep them asleep so they can get sleep. And you have a sergeant walking in their room in the morning when they're on profile, not to be at the formation. This is a warrior transition unit. This is the type of soldiers who are here to in order to get help. These are not soldiers who are waking up at 6 o'clock to get to perform like a typical soldier.
Yeah, exactly.
And so you walk in their room and you beat on their door and kick their bed because they're not waking up. They're on medication.
Bro.
They're on medication. And then you want to counsel them because they wasn't at formation when they are on medication and they're on profile. There's a disconnect between communications there, and then the victim of it is the soldier, not the person who does it, not the person who wrote a profile. It's just a washover and say, okay, well, now we know you're on profile, but it happens in a different tense as well, and then they get mad at the soldier and stuff because they called it out or something. If you stand up against it, say you shouldn't have done that, that's a violation, I'm on profile or something like that, they look at them as they're weak. They look at them as they're weak, and they try to shun them in some sense.
Yeah, like shame.
It happens. It happens.
It's crazy,
it happens, man. I mean, again, the WTU, there's a lot of great people, and I actually met one of the people who was at WTU who was in finance at the what was that place called? Soldier for Life, the building next to the WTU.
Oh, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, one of the ladies who was in the finance, she's out here. I was actually, she's out here, and I met her randomly in Germany.
Oh,
We
wow.
were doing new employee orientation. She left there and came here, and yeah, I was like, I know you from somewhere. She's like, I know you too. And she was like, where are you from? Fort Stewart. Fort Stewart, yeah. WTU. And she was like, I was in the finance part for WTU. And I was like, what? You know what I mean? I knew I recognized her from somewhere, but it's been years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Crazy, small world.
It is a small world, bro.
But a lot of great people at WTU, a lot of good-hearted people and stuff, and they got their hands full too. That's why I understand, because they're living in the same realm too. Because if they stand up, I had my nurse case manager. She cried so much because of the disservice that she witnessed. Soldiers not receiving.
Yeah.
The one, like, true people who really need help and stuff. She was so emotional all the time about it. She cared, but she just couldn't. She didn't have a voice. Nobody had a voice, and if they did have a voice, it wasn't good for them.
Yeah, it gets shut down.
Get shut down. They're trying to protect their career. They're trying to feed their family and stuff. I get the fear in it, but man, it's only so many excuses that you can say that you're fearful, including us. We could have united even more. We didn't need to just be solo participants and seeing. And this is a call out on us as well as soldiers being there and the NCOs and leadership. We saw one leader do something and it scared us. Why? Why we get scared for? We're soldiers. No matter if we're hurt or not, we should have united and stood up and pointed out all the factors and stuff. We generate reports all the time. We counsel, we advise. We could have done something a little bit more, but it's just the situation that happened.
Yeah.
However, us talking about it now might wake other different places up to
sure
together.
Yeah, maybe there should be a little bit more communication if you're hearing this, or if you're a soldier going through the system and you're in that system,
Yeah.
Hey, maybe it's different now. It is 2020. That was what, 2016?
Yeah. Soldiers are seeming like they got a lot of voice right now too.
Yeah.
So
that's what it seems like. It seems like the military
different.
It's different, man. It seems like the military's giving soldiers more of a voice now to our platforms to speak out on.
Yeah. They're listening to them.
Obviously, you were injured in the military. You have service-connected injuries, and how do you manage those? Because that's part of also the podcast is we're overcoming our disabilities.
Mm-hmm.
So
when I first got my main issues, I got several, but my main issues that bother me on a daily basis is my head. I get typical headaches throughout the day, sporadic ones. They're not something that puts me on my butt, like a lot of soldiers experience all the time. Again, I got blown up a few times, and I've hit my head numerous times. Had an RPG go off by my head at the school before, behind the wall. So it's rung my bell a few times, and so I get these sporadic headaches. They link it to that. I trust in their decision on that. But also, I played tag when I was a kid before, and I bumped my head a few times as well. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I humble myself and know that it could have been a multitude of different things in my life. But the main things that kind of hurt me a lot was the explosions and stuff. That kind of shook me up and made me queasy and made me throw up and stuff like that from the concussions and stuff.
Yeah, so that's automatically a sign of traumatic brain injury. Especially when you puke or you're dry heaving and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's also a precursor to like seizures or you're about to like spaz out.
Yeah, 100%. So and so TBI. One of the reasons they let me go is before I got out was that they found. First, they found two benign tumors in my brain, and then I think like a month or two later, they saw 4, and they were probably like I think 2.5 centimeters each, and they were in on my left, the left side, and 2 on the inside and 2 on the outside. And I don't know the terminology, and that's probably a foul on my side, but I'm trying to live my life. I'm not trying to read I'm not trying to read all the shit all the time. I'm trying to protect myself and stuff, and I go get my checkouts and stuff. But I'll have the terminology later on or something.
Yeah, there we go.
But that was one of the reasons why. And then my ankle, my back. And of course, behavioral health and stuff.
Sure.
I was diagnosed for 10 years already with PTSD before I even got to WTU. And so, I was diagnosed. I was getting treatment and stuff. I guess what happened is my in and out of the military, of active duty to the reserves, and then back into active duty, and then what happened there, because I guess because a lot of my treatment was with the VA and stuff. A lot of the stuff didn't cross platform to the military, so a lot of stuff went under the radar. And plus, I kind of wanted to keep it under the radar too, because I wanted to continue my career as well. Right. I didn't want no red flags coming up. So that's a hit on my part, but that's also me being stubborn as a soldier as well. So, but yeah, I had a few injuries, and what I do to cope with them now, but what I was doing with before, I was on about 30 different medications a day. I was taking 30 different pills a day for nerve pain in my back. I had a bulging disc. I had broken pieces of bones in my back from training, little bitty fragments of bones and stuff that I had messed up my back. And I think it was in Germany where I fell. And my ankle. But I was taking different pain pills. I had surgery on my foot. I had back issues. I have severe GERD. I had asthma. I had part of the burn pit registry and stuff. I had different toxins and stuff we had breathed in while we were over there as well. So I had white spots on my lungs and stuff like that they saw on the x-rays and stuff. And so I was taking different types of medicines to treat different things, a multitude of different things. And a lot of things that I was taking, a lot of the medications I was taking, I was just taking because I was told to take them. A lot of the stuff I didn't need as well. So, and being a soldier and stuff and being complacent and stuff, you just take what you're taking and stuff, and you just get in the habit of doing it as well, instead of being awake about it. And that's a fail on my part again, and I was depressed too, man. I got the biggest I have ever gotten, man. I was like 330 pounds, man, just depressed, sad, angry, just not in a good space, man. Not in a good space. Had numerous insecurities, numerous things that I just doubted myself, no confidence. And a lot of this generated from being in the exposure of WTU, man. Because if you speak every single day about your problems and your issues and stuff, which is nothing wrong about talking about your issues and your problems to get it out. But when you do it on a continuous basis every single day for 18 months, that becomes your world that you're living in.
Right.
That becomes your reality. You hear your problems, you see your problems, you feel your problems every single day. And that becomes a torment on you and the people, your loved ones around you and stuff. You know what I mean? Especially if you don't know how to control it or take care of it, you know? And so what I do now over the course of the time, when I first got out, I had actually started smoking weed, and I had started smoking weed illegally, and because I wanted to come off the pills, man. And I smoked before when I was younger and stuff, but I didn't have any I didn't like it because of the paranoia and stuff of it. That's how my mindset was at the time. I was happy this conversation came up because I wanted to kind of branch out and talk about this.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, bro. But what I noticed about smoking, especially if you're aware of how you smoke and stuff, it's just a discipline. It's just like taking a pill, like on the prescription that you're getting, it says take 1 or 2 tablets every 24 hours or something like that. The doctors now, especially for medical cannabis, they don't know how to prescribe it. It's just been given to legally. The ones I ran into, it's just been given medically approved in areas, and they don't know how to articulate or how to evaluate it because there's not enough research or there's not enough people who have had the experience and know the tolerance level, and everyone's tolerance is different. And the issue you're using it for requires a different amount and stuff like that. So it needs to be more research done on it. It needs to be more evaluation done on it because what I noticed when I smoked and stuff, anxiety completely went away. Um, I was compassionate. I felt love. I felt love. I saw love. I I was not I was not trapped. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't trapped in my mind. I was just present and enjoying my reality. The world. I could look out. I can go on the back porch and actually enjoy the scenery of things. I've never been awoke to be able to see things, like to go to the ocean and look and see the ocean and stuff, or walk out and talk to people and enjoy the conversation. I was always tense and always anxious and always worried and always just on guard and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Always just looking for the worst case scenario to happen, and how I'm going to get out of this. How am I going to protect my family? If I go to a movie, I want to go watch this movie, but I need to sit next to the exit because if this happens, okay, well, last week there was a shooting in the movie theater, so now I'm a soldier, so I got to be prepared for that. So I still want to take my kids out to the movie because I want them to experience a movie theater with me, but I can't fully enjoy the movie because I got to protect my family. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's a lot of shit to fucking process every single day, no matter the situation you're in. And people might think we over exaggerate, but that's how our mind works every single day when you're dealing with anxiety and PTSD and stuff, man.
Exactly.
It's constantly like that. So you're never in the present moment. So taking a smoke of a joint or a bowl or something like that can pause that for a second. And some people say, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't rely on any substance to alleviate pain. But it's not alleviating pain. It's letting you see it's letting you breathe for a second. The pain is what you're living in at that moment, because you're taking so many medicines, you're doing so many different therapies and stuff. You tried everything. You're putting the attempt in to fix things. But it's helped me so much, and I hope to be able to articulate better so that it doesn't seem like it's just a pothead story to justify the use of cannabis. And so my goal in the future is to be able to speak about it some more and stuff. I don't smoke. Well, let me back up. When I had started smoking, I was smoking illegally. My morals kicked in though, because I have children. I have this thing as being a soldier and stuff. I don't want to do anything illegal. I don't want to put jeopardy in my family and stuff like that.
Right.
My goal was to try to get medicinal cannabis, and so I eventually have moved to here, Germany. And so I had met with a neurologist and stuff, gave him my records and stuff, and based off the headaches and stuff and behavioral health things, I had qualified over here because it was medically approved.
Okay.
And I was still a big boy. I was still about 320 pounds. And so the goal was not just to do it legally, but also do it just to make sure I was using the cleanest form of something versus what's in it. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to make sure I was protecting myself and using higher quality stuff. Not saying the people on the street ain't trustworthy, but you don't know the people on the street. You feel me?
That's true.
So, and you don't know the government either. I'll tell the truth, but
that's true.
But what I started doing, man, I started just gauging myself instead of just smoking to feel the compassion, the love, and stuff like that. I started using it as a tool, man. I only use a small amount, and I would watch workout videos, motivational things, and for me it worked. This is my thing: workout videos, motivational things, meditating, yoga. And I just started doing the best I could with my limitations that I could do it in. Doesn't matter if I could fully stretch, fully bend, fully run, fully do anything. I just started doing it. And what I noticed is just that I perform so much better. after just a little bit in a safe environment, of course. I wouldn't go out riding a bike down a mountain, you know what I mean, trying to jump anything. But
Right.
it's all controlled environments and stuff. And I use it as a tool and stuff. And I wouldn't overextend myself. I wouldn't overextend myself to hurt myself. I would just do something that boosted my confidence a little bit because I was lacking so much. And I transitioned from almost all my medications, man, just to that. And I just gauged it, and I barely used it. And I eventually got down to only using it maybe once every 2 weeks, just barely anything, and then once a month, and then sometimes not at all. And so I don't want to rely on it, because it was just a tool to get me to where I'm at now. You feel me?
Right. Most definitely.
So I've developed, and I'm still developing habits in order to not have to use any type of substance. But if I was going to use the substance, it's going to be weed, man. It's going to be that, because to me, there was no negative side effect of it at all, depending on the circumstances that you put yourself in. But no negative side effect depending on the mindset you have as well. You have to have a form of discipline too, and know your cutoff, and know if you're using too much and stuff when you don't need to and stuff. Everybody's case by case basis and stuff. So, but you should be self-aware. You should be self-aware of your limitations and stuff like that, and call yourself out. And the doctors need to be a little bit more educated on actually giving, because the doctor here, he didn't tell me how to use it. He didn't tell me how much to use or nothing. He just gave it to me. So it was on me. And so they didn't have the knowledge to actually give the prescription amount for what the cause and stuff was, because it's still fairly new, you know what I mean? So it's more or less on the patient and on the person who's using it to use it specifically for the issues that they have. If it's for pain, psychological, that's the only danger part right there. You give more trust to the patient versus the doctor.
Yeah, and that can get bad.
That can get bad. Yeah, because that's happened before too with narcotics and stuff, with oxycodone, different types, more dangerous things to your bodies and stuff. But if you are smoking, just sometimes if you're overdoing it, you just get lazy sometimes. You know what I mean? You get lazy, and you develop bad habits of eating, and you can get bad habits from anything if you overdo it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So, yeah, dude. Anything.
Yeah.
You go get
Anything.
a bag of gummy worms, like a 5-bag of gummy worms. You eat that whole in a day.
Bro,
something wrong.
Those gummy worms are freaking delicious, though, man.
I know. Trust me.
Yeah, oatmeal pies were my thing back in the day, man.
Oh, oatmeal cream pies.
Yeah, bro.
They give me heartburn now.
We're old, dude. Yeah. I told you, GERD, man. GERD comes at you hard, man.
It does. It's bad.
You eat some pecan pie late at night, and you lay down. It just yeah, bro.
Knowing what you know now, what would you have done differently in the military?
What would I have done differently in the military?
This would be the ending question. Oh, would you have done anything differently? Sorry, I'm illiterate.
Me too, bro. I'm illiterate. Yep.
Illiterate.
Yeah. Would I have done anything different? Probably not, man. Probably not, because where I'm at right now, it's all based off of what I've been through. So,
same.
You know
here.
what I'm saying? So, who I'm surrounded by right now, who's in my life right now, who's a big part of my transition and stuff. I got stories for you, part 2, bro, and part 3, man. I got stories for you.
All right.
I got situations I want to express to you in that time, and hopefully articulate it well enough so that other people who are around these people that are in their lives as well are cognitive of the resources that they have. So
I agree. I think what we have going on here is going to be a good train of knowledge for people.
Yeah, I believe so too, man. I believe so too. Got to be willing to listen though, and willing to maybe just think outside the box a little bit, and
Sure.
yeah, and just talk.
Yeah, man. That's how we do it. You got to talk. You got to get it out. That way you can keep moving on with the future.
Yeah, bro. I like that blue on you, man.
So, me too, bro. I don't know. This blue is nice.
You're up in Washington right now, so you got the flannel on, and
that's it, baby. Yeah. Flannel and weird hats.
Heck yeah, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna have a hat next time too, man.
Oh, dude, that's what we should do. We, like every time we do an episode, we should always have a weird piece of clothing on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I got a Hulk mask that I can wear the whole episode one time. Yeah. Just see what happens.
That'll have to be like a goofy one, like where we're not too serious, where you can just be goofy, and I'll wear like a I don't know, like a mask, like a weird mask, like a baby, like the baby grown old people mask. You ever seen that? Yeah. Once
this podcast blows up, you can get one of those expensive ones that look real and stuff.
Yeah, like the real latex ones.
Heck yeah, man.
Be like, hey, how's it going?
Hey. Oh, get a Helen Keller one. Yeah.
Oh, Helen Keller.
Yeah. Hey.
What's his name? It's not Helen Keller. It's
I guessed it just now. I know I messed it up.
Oh, what's his name? I can't.
Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell. Not Will Ferrell, but his name is Harry Carey.
Harry, what'd I say?
You said Helen Keller.
I just guessed something. I don't know. I never watched it.
It's all good, bro.
The only reason I know it is because of you.
Yeah.
The only reason I know a little bit.
The only reason why
I looked it up on YouTube and watched it, and then I'm like, oh, he does it perfect, man.
Oh, bro. You should hear my buddy Kyle Moran. I'm gonna shout out Kyle Moran. He has an insurance company in Oklahoma. I'm gonna get some more info from him, and I'll give him a shout out on the podcast next time. Yeah, but bro, that dude, oh my God, is he funny with that shit, bro? Like he does it to the fucking T. To the fucking T, man. But that's like an old school thing. Not many people know that. You got to be like in your 30s to know that.
Yeah. How old are you?
33, dog.
33? Oh, yeah. Okay. We were around the same age. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm a little older. I'm a little older, a little wiser. A little older, a little wiser. Yeah, I got a gray hair. 35. I got a gray hair coming in.
Yeah, I got some.
Yeah. You got a few?
I got a few coming around.
That's called wisdom, bro. That's wisdom.
Yeah, for real.
Heck yeah. Rock that junk.
Hell yeah. All right, man. Well, I mean, this was a great podcast. I enjoyed it. I'm glad I got to have you on, man. We had good connection, especially from here to Germany, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I got internet now, bro. Today, an hour before, like an hour and a half before this all started. What's the chances of that, man? Yeah.
No, for real.
Works out for a reason.
It was meant to be, dude.
You know, it's the energies in the universe. We're going to talk about that stuff later too.
It's them vibes, player.
It's them vibes, man. You create your vibes, man. You create your atmosphere. You create your world, your reality, and you have the mindset to do it and the cognitive ability to do it. You just have to be attentive and focused and driven to do it, man. You can do it.
That's right. Exactly.
Yep. 100%.
Gotta want it. So.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate it. Well, we're gonna pick up on episode 2. We're gonna talk more about how we met. You know,
okay.
From the WTU, and then we're going to move into some other things.
Okay. Yeah, bro.
I appreciate it, man.
I appreciate you, man. I love you. Man.
I love you too.
I'm happy to see you, man.
Yeah, man.
Your wife is I can't cuss, right? No, I can say it, right? Yeah, badass. Your wife is a badass lady.
She is a badass woman.
Yeah.
I'll say it. My wife is a badass woman.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You both are. Y'all do great. Keep going. Get out on those walks.
Yeah, we did one the other day. We ate ice cream, though, while we were walking. Yesterday.
Don't matter.
Look,
Eat the ice cream, bro. Enjoy that.
I did. It was peanut butter cup.
Ooh, that's peanut butter cup. That's that good.
That's that good.
That's that good.
Yeah.
Did you smoke? Did you smoke before you ate?
Always, dude.
Tell me, when you walk, though, and you smoke, it's so much enjoyment, right? You see the colors, you feel the wind, you feel the atmosphere. You actually enjoy, you see what you have not been seeing for a long time.
Yeah, you're more,
you know what I'm saying?
You're more in
more
tune
aware
with your subconscious.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
100%, man.
But definitely, we're going to get into some alien talk too, bro, because that's what I'm big into.
Fifth dimension stuff, bro. I'm there, bro. Don't worry.
You know
I'm there. I'm trying to go there one day. Don't trip.
I'm trying to jump dimensions, you know?
Oh, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. With the hat on too, man. Yeah, you'll be welcome just right in.
They'll be like, oh, here's your ray gun. Bloop.
Yeah. Bloop. Party over here.
Yeah, right. All right, brother. Well, get some sleep.
Yeah, man.
And have a good night. And thank you so much for coming on to the show.
Yeah.
I'm so new to this still, especially this.
Stop saying that.
I just want to keep looking at you. I just want to keep looking at you.
You're beautiful too, man.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't even say I was beautiful. I was just ego right there talking.
Your eyes are so pretty. I could just get lost in them for days.
Yeah.
All right, brother. We'll catch you next time, man. And this is James Tyrone Wilson, and this is the Smoke Shack podcast show. What's up?
Can I give a shout out my YouTube channel?
Bro, any shout outs you got, hit him up.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Good.
I got a YouTube channel I kind of work on sometimes, and I kind of take breaks. It's my own style. I talk about random stuff. It's called Grow with Tyrone. Grow with Tyrone on YouTube, and that's probably going to be my podcast in the future. So, and my homeboy John Munson is going to be a co-host and a guest several times.
All right, I'm down. Let's do it.
Yeah, bro.
All right.
I love you, man.
I love you.
Sorry,
too,
I messed up your conclusion. Apologize.
It wasn't really going anywhere, man. So that was actually good.
It sounded good.
Yeah, it sounded good to me too.
Hell yeah. All right, brother.
Anytime from here on out, anytime you got shout outs, you can do them at any time. Anytime you want to do a shout out, just say it.
Okay.
You don't have to wait for the beginning. You don't have to wait for the end. That's what's different about my podcast is I just do it as is, man. As you know, we just go with the flow.
Just flow.
Yeah,
hell
man.
yeah. I like it like that.
Yeah, definitely. And we're gonna link your YouTube channel, and then I'm gonna make sure that everyone who's listening go check it out. Give them some likes, subscribes, and go check it out.
I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah,
Thank
most
you, man.
definitely, bro. Most definitely, always. I love you, buddy.
I love you too, man.
All right, take it easy, brother.
See you, bro.
Bro, see you.